Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I hope wonderful and spring is treating you well. We have a lot of stuff going on in the sky lately, so I hope you are all able to hold down the fort. Grounding super important right now. Staying in your lane, super important right now. We have a new moon with a partial solar eclipse, which I believe people in the northern hemisphere should be able to see that, but that's the one you have to wear the glasses for, so pay attention to that. In Aries, so it is the astrological new year, so happy new year. I mean, it already started on the 20th, but you know what I mean. We're still fresh into it anyway. And then also, I made a big post about Neptune is moving into Aries and they're going to be hanging out for a long time. And that's just a really big, deep transition there, too. So, lots of feels happening and being aware of that. And so, when things are going on, you can know to kind of stop and take a breath. So that's kind of my advice to you. So anyway, so for the new moon, because I have a few minutes, so I wanted to just go ahead and pull a card for each side of the zodiac and also let you know, I had mentioned, this is my box, it's a little dented, Stardust Wanderer Tarot is going to be heading over to, I'm not going to say very soon, but soon enough. I mean, I'll let you know. But there are a very limited number of first edition indie copies left. So the best place to go is I put a QR code on here. Amazon's the best place to go because I'm kind of selling them through there. They're kind of like my dropship distributor at this point. So just so you know, and it just is easier shipping wise for me. Because anyway, there will be a few changes as far as just the back maybe, and just we haven't really gotten into the details of that yet. The art is staying absolutely the same, but just like little cosmetic to-dos happening and possibly in the box and that sort of thing. Something to keep an eye on if you're interested in that, and grabbing the indie copy is always a great idea, especially if you are a collector as well. So let's start with our right at the top with Aries. So for Aries, we got the Queen of Chalices. And I love this as we are just Aries all day long, stepping into that energy and keeping in mind to do it in a mindful way, in an empathetic way. Know that you may feel like you're a little bit, everything's a little bit much for you. It probably is for everybody else as well. So something to keep in mind as you move along, Aries. We know that you are feeling extra fiery these days, but stay mindful. Think before you speak or act. So Taurus, we have the Knight of Chalices. All right, Taurus, we have a lot of moving energy for you right now with this new moon and in an emotional sense. So maybe it's really time to pull the trigger on a talk you've been meaning to have, or it needs to happen. Probably a good time for that. Or maybe pushing a situation or anything emotional happening that you've been kind of sitting on. It's time to kind of move out of your comfort zone just a tad and get all that going. Because sometimes those things, if you don't get them going, they're going to get going on themselves by themselves narrative. So Geminis, all right, Geminis, we have the Ace of Oars. I love that. Gemini, if you're starting something new or want to start something new or thinking about a project or have one that's been stewing, again, you get that Oars Wands energy, like it's time to get it moving. Like that fire of Aries is there for you. Utilize it. So now our Cancer friends. And we have Temperance. So Cancer, I actually really like this for you, especially right now with everything going on. Really harnessing that mind-body balance is important for you so that you aren't overwhelmed, and making sure that if you are feeling overwhelmed, to come back to this balance again and see where maybe one may be lacking and you need to give it a little bit more attention. I think that's good for you, Cancers, right now. Because you want to just retreat to your hidey hole. I know you do, but that's not what you need to do. All right, so Leos, we have that 5 of Coins. For this, I really think, you are definitely here to help. You are perhaps seeing other people struggling a little bit, and You are here to bring your sunshiny self because you are a very caring person, and you'll know what they need. If somebody pops into your mind right now, maybe that's the person that needs a little bit of your attention or your ear or advice. Virgo. All right, Virgo. We have the Six of Chalices. So for you, it's all about thinking of what was to push things forward, if that makes any sense. It did in my head. But what I'm saying here is I really do think that drawing off of past experiences for you right now is important to move forward and to move ahead. So you want to think about these things. You don't want to get lost in them. You want to use them to catapult you forward. Libra. It's super windy today. Libras. Ten of Chalices. You're almost there. You are really to the point where things are looking the way that you expected, you wanted, you needed. And at this point with the new moon, maybe it's even time to build on that. Build on your good fortune to kind of help stabilize it and move it into a bigger and better space, because there's always room for bigger and better, right? All right, Scorpio. We have the Queen of Swords. So for this one, Scorpios, I do feel that we know that you can very well speak your mind. That can happen. But I feel like doing it in a very graceful way. I think, again, just thinking before you speak is really important, and using those words for good. So for Sagittarius, we have Justice. You are moving and shaking. You're always moving and shaking. And I think for this Justice card, it's about looking at where you are, where you want to be, and where you feel that things are fair for you and things aren't fair for you. And using this new moon energy and the energy of new beginnings to change that, because you're kind of right at that spot right now. So if something popped in your head right now that was like, this is not feeling fair to me in my life, that's what you need to work on. Then that brings us to our Capricorn friends, is the Nine of Chalices. Right now, you need to just sit back, relax, give yourself some credit, do some self-care, because you've done a lot of hard work. And you need to give yourself a little extra love and appreciation, kind of lay the framework for what's coming next. Because I feel like for you, Capricorn, it's almost like the universe wants you to take that time to slow down a little bit and appreciate the little things in order to let the universe know that you're ready to go on to the next thing. Sometimes a pause is very important. Kind of let your energy redirect. All right, so Aquarius, we have the Eight of Coins. So Aquarius, there may be somebody in your life that you've been giving advice to maybe, or you want to give advice to, because this is the card like, yes, it's time to do that because they're going to listen to you. And I'll tell you what, if you give advice to somebody and they listen to you, that's a wondrous thing. Because I will feel like this guy when someone listens, especially when it's something that I've dealt with. And I'm like, yeah, this is really what works best for this situation. And when they listen, that's me right there. I'm like, hell yeah. There you go, Aquarius. Last, but never least, is our Pisces. All right, Pisces, what do we have? So we have Two of Oars. Pisces, you need to make a decision and you need to take action towards this decision. Neither decision is really bad, so to speak. There's no bad. But I do feel like it's keeping you very stuck in an energy that you need to move. And it's time. It's time to just step into it. New moon energy. Let's do it. Make your decision and go for it. And that, my friends, is your sign, is your reading for each sign of the zodiac. And what you can do too is go back and listen and take your moon sign, your rising sign, your sun sign, and put them all together, and you will get a very detailed outlook for things to focus on during the new moon, during this solar eclipse energy, and all of that good stuff. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of the week and weekend, and I'll see you soon.